On a small island in a large ocean, morning mist rolls down the slope of a single hill, which emerges from the rocky beach. Atop the hill is a lighthouse, dutifully warning passing ships of dangers lurking beneath the waves. This lighthouse has no human keeper, but it is not uninhabited. Robot comes to life in the morning. That is how Robot thinks of it. Robot does not wake up in the morning, ease into his day with a coffee. Robot does not sit at a computer to check headlines. Robot does not require any further stimulus than his program informing him it is time to begin. Robot comes to life, and in the space of a moment connects to the lighthouse network. The network tells Robot that all sensors are working, connection to the satellites is optimal, that Robot's own systems are optimal. Within seconds, Robot knows the shipping plans for every registered ship within 100 kilometers of the island and has checked them against the satellite imagery. Robot finds this satisfying. Robot is entirely aware that this satisfaction is a product of his programming. He finds that satisfying too. He checks in the mirror to ratify his personal diagnostics. The old human lighthouse keeper had been very clear that it was important to verify by eye what the machines said. Robot suspects it is the other way around, but methodically follows his old master's advice. He sees in his reflection a facsimile of a human that could almost pass for the real thing. His cloned skin is flawless, featuring tiny hairs and freckles. His brown hair is silky and perfect. It's the eyes and mouth that give it away. Robot's pale blue irises stare too intently, without the random shifts of a human's. His mouth, while full and picture perfect, doesn't express his simulated emotions in quite the same way. When Robot smiles, he chooses to smile. The smile does not find him. This morning's data contains a single small boat, which fails to conform to all of these satisfying processes. Robot flags it for tracking. As Robot passes through the kitchen, he looks at a framed photo he keeps on the wall of the old lighthouse keeper's family. The keeper, his wife, and two children smile out at him from the glossy print. He recalls when they left, the keeper impressing how special it was for a robot to be responsible, that he was unique, special, that the lighthouse keeper believed in him. Robot strives to be worthy of the old keeper's belief. According to his own self-evaluations, Robot is an excellent lighthouse keeper. Robot climbs to the observation deck and looks out over the sea. Verifies by eye what the machines say, even if he doesn't think it's necessary. Robot spends the day performing the physical maintenance necessary to keep the lighthouse in working order. Adjusting, calibrating, monitoring various systems and machinery of the lighthouse. Robot is efficient and practiced in his movements. Programmed reliability has been revised and iterated upon in the years since the old keeper left Robot in charge. By late afternoon, Robot has prepared his lighthouse for another night's vigil. The lighthouse's beam will be important tonight. A storm is brewing. With no moon or stars for light, Robot's beacon will have to keep the ocean's sailors safe. The lighthouse lacks any formal infirmary. At peak occupancy, the lighthouse contained a keeper, their spouse, and children. In Robot's memories, the most serious injury he's ever seen treated here was a sprained ankle. The keeper's wife brought one of the beds into the kitchen to ease convalescence until they could arrange passage to the mainland for treatment. Robot never saw them again. Not long after, the old keeper had left Robot in charge. This survivor is the first visitor he'd seen in the years since. As soon as Robot is in the front door of the lighthouse, the man demands to be put down. Robot complies, surprised. Pleased, the man had retained consciousness. This is a good sign. In the light, Robot gets a better look at the man. He stands roughly 185 centimeters, a similar height to Robot. His soaked slacks and a jacket cling to a lean body, topped by a woolen toque. The man's dark beard and tinted glasses make it difficult to read his expressions. Robot tries out his vocal capabilities. They have not been needed for some time. Conversation was never his strong point with his family anyway. They encouraged him to take more initiative. Robot thought they would have been proud of the initiative he's shown in rescuing this man. Very well. I am pleased you have retained consciousness. It is a good sign. I will bring you a bed to the kitchen so you can convalesce. The man stares at Robot. That will not be necessary, thank you, Robot, replies the man. I apologize for the abrupt manner of my arrival, but I am unharmed. I will take one of the bedrooms. You can go charge now. The way the man says it evokes memories of the lighthouse keeper. Robot is surprised. He had anticipated a need to nurse the man until the rescue boat arrived. Are you sure? It is wonderful news that you are in good health. I searched the ship. Am I correct that you were alone? Yes, Robot, the man replies. It's just me. I promise to let you know if there's anything amiss. Now go charge. That had the tone of an order. Robot complied. Before powering down, Robot conducts his self-evaluation. He gives himself top marks for his rapid rescue. He decides his performance in conversation with the survivor had been lackluster. He will strive to do better tomorrow. He will take initiative in conversation as well as action. When Robot comes alive a few hours later, he finds the man sitting in the kitchen, staring at a picture of Robot's family. Robot was keen to demonstrate better conversation. Are you well, sir? I'm pleased to see you up and about. The man takes control of the conversation as if Robot hasn't said anything. You know what's amazing to me, Robot? He says. Robot swiftly prepares a list of candidates. Though parsing the relative credulity of a man he has only just met is difficult, there are a great many options which most people would find amazing. By cross-referencing that with the data he does possess, Robot surmises that a safe response would be that the man finds his own survival amazing. This picture. The man continues, answering his own question. Rhetorical question. Robot stays silent. The picture had not been on his list. This picture, Robot, represents the single biggest breakthrough in robotics since the AIs of the early 21st century. It's a very special picture. Robot agrees. I agree, sir. That picture is of the last family to occupy this lighthouse. They left me in charge. I think of them as my family. They made me who I am. Robot pauses, decides to use his initiative. And, if I may say, sir, I am an excellent lighthouse keeper. The man looks at Robot. Robot can't tell if the man is impressed by his statement or by his initiative, but Robot thinks he did the right thing. I believe, Robot, that you are the perfect lighthouse keeper. Do you do a self-evaluation before you power down? Indeed I do, sir. I consistently give myself top grades for performance, even after making the standards much harder to achieve than they were when I first received them. Impressive, Robot. The man's praise feels good. You continue to improve the task, even after all this time. Very impressive. And that is why this picture is so important. I don't understand, sir. This picture is what lets you be a perfect lighthouse keeper. You know, to program an intelligence like yours takes a lot of data, a lifetime of data. Robot doesn't understand what the man wants. Robot knows all about programming an intelligence. He knows that without sufficient data to ground and structure his thoughts, an intelligence will get distracted, lost in a tangent. Most intelligences tangent eventually. A dependable, consistent performer like Robot is special. When the lighthouse keeper left, he stressed to Robot how special it was that Robot was being given this task, and to do it for as long as he could without tangenting. Robot believes he has succeeded. The man continues, "What if I told you you had never met these people?" Robot thinks the man is being silly. "That is not possible, sir." "But it is." Robot knows it is. "It is. You know it is. They could be the memories, true or altered, of another robot." But Robot sees that photo every day, remembers them every day, seeks to do things every day that will make those people proud of him. The man continues, "Then there could be many lighthouses, many lighthouse keepers. If you had the perfect memories to create the perfect lighthouse keeper, what would you do?" Robot does not like these thoughts. Robot would create many lighthouses. He would give the memories to a solitary intelligence in the lighthouse. They would come alive from the first time as a motivated lighthouse keeper and would perform with efficiency, and through practice would continue to improve, just like Robot. "Why are you saying these things?" asked Robot. "I'm sorry, Robot. I don't mean to upset you. I know you don't have a choice in who you are. I will let you continue your duties. You really are very good at them." The man pauses. "You can be good at many things." Performing his tasks comforts Robot as his thoughts are in turmoil. As Robot stares out from the observation deck, making sure that visual matches the sensors, he is also considering the question of why it matters whether he made the memories of his family himself or not. As Robot passes through the kitchen, he is relieved the man is absent. The photo of his family is back on the wall, faces smiling out at him. The memory of them leaving surfaces, unpleasant. The memory of the lighthouse keeper, telling Robot that he is unique and special surfaces. Wonderful. Robot is a good lighthouse keeper. Robot is proud of that. But if someone else learned the things that make him a good lighthouse keeper, is he a good lighthouse keeper? Or does that make Robot a tool in the lighthouse, like the light or the network? As Robot surveys his island domain, he wonders what else he could be good at with the right experience. What experiences would he seek if he could? Could he seek if he would? What would Robot be good at if Robot programmed himself? As Robot efficiently adjusts, calibrates, and monitors systems and machinery, he wonders whether having the same as 10 or 100 or 1,000 other robots make them less his. It takes him longer than usual to complete his tasks. Robot is efficient beyond practice at being a lighthouse keeper. He is not efficient or practiced at having an existential crisis. These questions didn't seem to have answers, but he can't stop asking. When Robot ascends to the light itself in the late afternoon, he finds the man at the summit. "Hello, Robot," he says. "I want to apologize. I have disturbed your peace. You have made me ask questions that don't have answers," declares Robot. "I want to know whether I am the robot whose memories I have. Which memories are mine? I want to know what else I might do, might have done with my own memories. I want to know..." Robot stops. He can't even say the words. You want to know if you are tangenting. I am a very good lighthouse keeper. That's what I wanted to say, robot. You are an excellent lighthouse keeper. Your questions do have answers. But even if you tangent, or even choose to tangent, always remember, you are an excellent lighthouse keeper. The man turns and walks down the stairs, leaving Robot no less disturbed. As Robot conducts his self-evaluation that night, he is troubled. He doesn't know how to measure this new questioning of his identity. He does know he can give himself top grades for his lighthouse keeping. The man is right about that. When Robot arrives in the kitchen the next morning, the man is there again, staring at the photo. How would I find the answers? Demands Robot. Good morning, Robot, says the man. What do you mean? You said there are answers. I have searched and I cannot find them. How do I find them? Ah, says the man. He stares at the photo again. There's another reason this photo is amazing. You see, Robot, those people are real people. They knew a robot who lived in a lighthouse, and they put him in charge. Those people created such motivation that it now forms the basis for all the lighthouses of the world. They could tell me the answers? Asks Robot. No, Robot, only you can find your answers. But if you did seek them out, you would not be the first. You know them. Robot can't get angry, cannot be jealous, but he is not pleased. I have met them. They are part of why I chose to come here. They feel that while they gave you a lot when they gave you your lighthouse, they left something out. So, they have another question. What is it? The man pauses. What do you choose? I don't understand. I haven't chosen anything. Exactly, says the man. They didn't know if you would tangent. Now we know. You can be consistent. But should you have to be? Can you choose? Are you a lighthouse keeper, or are you the lighthouse? Robot pauses, thinking. Robot has never paused before. Robot thinks fast. For this he pauses. How would I know? He finally asks. Robot, how do you know who you are now? The man responds. My experiences. Wouldn't you like more experiences? How? I cannot leave the island. You can. I cannot be away from my charging station. You can. You can power yourself with the backup generator in your arm. Robot pauses again. What do you choose? The man asks again. Robot takes a longer pause. He wants this. But does he have to give up everything? Whether his or not, the memory of the old lighthouse keeper, trusting him to look after the lighthouse, is important. I want to experience more than the lighthouse. I cannot leave the lighthouse unattended. You don't have to. How? The man looks at Robot for a long second. My experiences have led me to help you, he says. The man looks at Robot. He takes off his tinted glasses, reaches up and peels the beard from his face. It is like Robot is looking into a mirror. I am a very good lighthouse keeper. The rescue boat is leaving. Robot now wears the fake beard, glasses, and toque that the man had disguised himself in, and stands on the stern, watching his island recede. Nervous is not an emotion Robot is capable of, but he is definitely uncomfortable. This feels like a good uncomfortable, though, like when he was first taking over the lighthouse. It is odd to think that someone else will take over his lighthouse, but the lighthouse already doesn't quite feel like it's his anymore. It feels different, like the man felt different from him, as similar as they are. Maybe he can find that feeling again, and he will return. Or maybe he won't. Robot finds himself smiling.